Okay, today's daf is Yoma, daf Gimel, Yoma 3. The Mishnah on daf Beis says, Shivas Yom Kodem Yom Kippur Mafrishin Kohen Gadol Mi Beiso Lishkas Parhedra. That there's a din that you're supposed to be mafrishim the Kohen Gadol 7 days before Yom Kippur from his house to one of the cubicles in the Beis HaMikdash by himself without his wife Mi Beiso. The Gemara explains what the reason for this. It actually is a machlokes Rabbi Yochanan and Rish Lakish. Why you're mafrishin? And Rabbi Yochanan, the Gemara brings already on daf Beis Amud Aleph. The Gemara says, Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Amar Kra, about 8 lines from the bottom. Kasher asav yom hazeh yisiv Hashem lasos lechaper aleichem lasos elu ma'aseh parah lechaper elu ma'aseh Yom Kippurim. It says that the Torah equates the avoda Yom Kippur and the avoda of the parah aduma to the Miluim, where they separated the Kohanim and the Kohen Gadol 7 days before they did it. So it's Xeris HaKos that we learn from there. On Daf Gimel Beis, Rish Lakish learns it from somewhere else. He learns it from the bottom of Gimel Beis, Sinai, 4 lines from the Chsiva, Yishkon Kvod Hashem al Har Sinai v'chaseo anan sheishes yamim, v'yikra al Moshe b'yom hashvi. So the Gemara says, Zebanav shekol nichlas machan eshchina ton prisha shisha. You have to separate 6 days. So the Gemara says 6 days. V'anan shiva tana, and the Mishnah says 7. The Gemara answers, Ma'asidis Rabbi Yudam Seirahi the chayish l'tumas beisa. We're worried that his wife might be tameh, might see blood b'shas bia, and therefore you have to wait 7 days to make sure that there'll be 7 days after the bia that he'll be able to come Torah before the avoda. So the Gemara on the Rashi, the first Rashi in the Masechta says Shivas Yom Kodem Kippur Mafrishin Kohen Gadol Shekol Avoda. He doesn't say the word mi beiso. He says Shekol Avoda Yom Kippurim Eina Ksher El Abo. The Yalip Ahorios Perak Basra. The Chsiv Gabi Yom Kippurim Mechiper Hakon Yeshri Mashich Oso. Uve Gemara Mefarish Lam Mafrishin. The Gemara, it explains why they separate them. Now the Gemara, it says in my Gemara, the Talmud edition over here, it says Dav Vav Amud Aleph. That's where it says. Now, really the Gemara already said Dav Beis according to Rabbi Yochanan, Gimel Amud Beis according to Rish Lakish, and the Gemara Dav Vav, the Gemara says Mafrishin Kohen Gadol on about 7 lines down. Lama Mafrishin Kedekamrian, either Rabbi Yochanan Kidisle, either Rish Lakish Kidisle. So the Gemara already says on Davav that we already said the reason why is mafrishin, and the Gemara on Davav says then Hachi Kamar maybe Beso Lama Pirish. Why is he separated from his wife? So Rashi explains the Gemara on Davav. He explains that we know that there's a Xeris HaKos if he has to separate 7 days. But there's another question: if he has to go Lishkas with Parhedrin, why can't his wife come with him? And to that the Gemara answers he has to separate from his wife also, because he might be boel her and he'll find that she's Safek Nida when he's boel her, and he'll become tummy. So therefore you need 7 days that you can become tar. So he has to separate from his wife for 7 days. So it comes out that seemingly in the Gemara and Davav there's 2 different questions over here. There's 2 parts of the Mishnah. One is why you mafrishin also, and that's Xeris HaKosav, or like Rabbi Yochanan or Rish Lakish. And the second question is, why can't his wife come with him? That's the way Rashi and Tosos and Davav learn the Gemara. So the problem is that this first Rashi seems to say that Shekol Avodos Yom Kippurim Eina Ksher El Abo. It sounds like he's saying that it's because of the Tumah. It's because of the Tumah he has to be tar, and that's the reason. According to Rabbi Yochanan and Shlakish, it's Xeris HaKosav, and it's interesting Rashi doesn't bring the word Beso. And also the Talmud says Gemara Davav Mevarish Lama Mafrishin. Really, the way Rashi is explaining it should be why Mafrishin telling me Beso from his wife. Now another question is that the Gemara on Gimel Beis, when it says Rish Lakish's reason, it says he has to separate 6 days, like we learned from when Moshe went to Makabel the Torah. And the Gemara says, no, you had a 7th day, like Yehuda Meseira, the chayish tumas beso. Now, if it's really two separate reasons, one is why mafrishin, and secondly why mi beso, and his wife. So how could the Gemara put the two reasons together? 6 days for one reason and another day for another reason. Pashas is mafrishin Kohen Gadol. It's a cost of 7 days. How would it work according to Reish Lakish? I want to suggest, in order to answer these questions, that really the Gemara on Daf Vav is really saying there is a concept of time adikra, and the Gemara, not only according to Reb Shimon says we can make halachic nafkaminas based on the time of the crop, but it could be that the Gemara on Daf Vav, when it says lam mafrish, and the Gemara says Reish Lakish, either Rabbi Yochanan or Reish Lakish, seemingly Zerasa Kasav, and the Gemara says mi beiso lama, hakim mi beiso lama, why is he separate from his wife? It's not saying we should move his wife also with him to Lishkas Kippur Hedron. It's really it's an explanation of mafrisha. That's what the Gemara is saying. And the Gemara is saying, you read it as one sentence in the Mishnah. Mafrisha is Kohen Gadol Shivas Yom Mi Beso. What's the reason of the Gzeras HaKasav? The reason of Gzeras HaKasav is Mi Beso is because of the Tumah. And it's really one reason, and that's why Rashi on Daf Beis explains Shekol Avodah Samkura Inek Sheira Elabo. It sounds like because of the Tumah, because really that's what it is. The Torah, the Gemara on Daf Vav is basically giving a hesber. The Gemara originally thought it was a Gzeras HaKasav, and the Gemara says no, there's a reason. It's because of the Tumah, because of Tumah's Beso, that we're worried for 7 days, and that's why it's not a problem on Daf Gimel Beis when Reish Lakish gives a combination of the Gzeras HaKasav and the Tumah, because really the Gzeras HaKasav, the reason Moshe, before when he went to get the Torah, it was because of he should be in a state of Tara. It's not a different reason, Mafrishin Kohen Gadol, because he had to mentally get ready. No, the whole reason is because of Tumah and Tahara.